Barnstable Conservation Commission, I would like to ask Angela to do a roll call for the quorum purpose.
Foster.
Present.
Hearn.
Present.
Lee.
Present.
Tagney present. Administrator Darcy Carley.
Present.
Staff member Kim Kavanaugh.
Present.
And Agent Ed Hoops.
Present.
We have 4 commissioners. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Acting under the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and or Chapter 237 of the Code of Town of Barnstable, the Barnstable Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, November the 5th, 2024 at 3 p.m. We don't have any RDA nor NOI application this afternoon. This hearing is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable's Government's Access Channel. This hearing is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable Government's Access Channel in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20. Please let the chair know if anyone is recording this meeting. Hearing none, this afternoon's hearing agenda is posted on the town's website. Remote participations. The Conservation Commission's public hearing will be held by remote participation as a result of the NAC extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency signed up by the governor on March 29, 2023, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Remote public access to this hearing shall be provided in the following manner. 1, the hearing will be televised via Xfinity Channel 8 or High Definition Channel 1072. It may also be accessed via Town of Barnstable's Government's Access Channel. 2, the real-time public comments can be addressed to the Conservation Commission utilizing the Zoom link X437003-3919 or use the toll-free phone number 888-475-4499 as shown on the agenda. 3rd, the public can also email the comment to darcy.curley@town.barnstable.ma.us at least 8 hours prior to the hearing. This afternoon, we have 3 extension requests. The first one is Mary Drake and Bejana Delmek, SE3-5933. John, this is the first request.
Yes.
What's the status of these projects? How far are you now?
We should be getting our inspections. We're in the inspection process coming up. The house has taken a lot longer than we expected. There were a lot of changes in the beginning. So that's why we're so far along, and we were not able to complete the conservation requirements prior to the permit running out. So as you can tell, we are asking for an extension on that.
Thank you. Any question for John from the commissioner? And usually for the first request, we just simply providing that extensions. Ed is raising your hand.
He's on mute.
Sorry, there was somebody in the office. I was just acknowledging the person in the office.
Okay. Could I have a motion to approve the extension request?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Foster.
Aye.
Hearn.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
And Tagney, aye. That's unanimous.
Thank you, John. Good luck.
Thank you.
The second one is Tony. I don't want to try to pronounce the last name. It's SE3-5968. This is the first request. Arlene?
You aren't the only one, Tom. I think the commission knows this as a Quinn property, which is much easier to pronounce. The property just changed hands. It's been on the market for about a year, so work hasn't started. But the new owner would like to start as soon as he can get a contractor on board. There are no changes in the plans that were approved.
Thank you. Any questions for Arlene? None? Could I have a motion to approve the extension request?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Foster.
Aye.
Hearn,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
and Tangney, aye. That's unanimous.
Thank you. The next one is JMS Holdings LLC SE 3-5953. Aline.
This is a permit that allows a small amount of beach nourishment at the JMS Holdings house lot on the south side of Little Island. Again, we would like to continue to keep this open in case of the need for repair after a severe winter storm.
Thank you. Any question from the commissioner?
Yeah, I do that.
Right.
We did approve that within the last 3 years. Is that my understanding? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct, Bill.
Okay, something. That's thank you.
This is a naturally sandy beach on the ocean. And all of the nourishment would be above mean high water.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to approve the extension request?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Lee,
Aye.
Tangney, aye. Foster,
Aye.
and Hearn,
Aye.
unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arlene.
Thank you.
We have one revised plan, Christina Corsaga, SE 3-5950. John?
Good afternoon, John O'Day from Sullivan Engineering. I'll work on pulling up the plan for you all. This project on Waterman Farm was originally approved as a demolition and rebuilding of a dwelling. At some point over the last year, the owners came back to the commission and had opted instead to do a renovation with an addition, which was approved as a revision under this order. Work began recently, and as can happen in a renovation, sometimes some unexpecteds happen. As they started peeling off some of the lower level ceiling, they discovered that some of the floor joists, or a lot of the floor joists, had been cut, which is structurally not a great thing. They also discovered that some of the foundation was not fully filled with cement. And so they have gotten to a point where they think that the best option for, fully sort of restoring this dwelling is to put it on a new foundation. So in terms of the plan, the only thing that has changed is that we are calling for the foundation to be replaced. The work limit has not changed since the original demolition and rebuild. It's always been shown on the plan this way. We are, in doing a new foundation, requesting to elevate the first floor by about 1.5 feet to get it more out of the 100-year flood elevation and actually get all of the mechanicals and framing and any timbers out of that elevation, which is a added safety benefit for the homeowners. But really, that's the extent of the change, not much in terms of the site plan itself, and certainly not anything more than had originally been approved, but different than what was before you the last time.
Thank you, John. Any question from the commissioner? Louise?
In terms of replacing the foundation, that's what you said they want to do, right?
Correct.
I guess my experience with that is pretty much limited to a few site visits I've done around here where they do that, and also on this old house. And a lot of time they actually raise the house above the foundation, the existing foundation, to replace it. So what's the process? And that would, by the way, require some real heavy equipment. How are they going to do it in this project?
So my understanding, and the architect / somewhat owner manager is here as well, but I think that is the process, that the building will be elevated, raised, but not needing any significant additional equipment or anything on site. They basically do that with jacks now. Like you jack your car, it's hydraulics and stuff now, but pistons would basically lift the house straight up so that there's room to work underneath it. They'd form the walls, put it back down, hit the drop button, and it would drop right back down on.
Okay, so no need for heavy stuff coming in.
It doesn't, no more than, there was already going to be an excavator or whatever on site for digging for the
Right.
addition footprint. So really no change in that sort of scope.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Luis. Any other questions? Could I have a motion to approve the revised plans as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Foster,
Aye.
Hearn,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
and Tangney, aye. That's unanimous.
Good luck, John.
Thank you very much.
We have two enforcement orders. The first one is Nicholas D. Samrat and Erica L. Pearson, trustee and Wildaway Realty Trust, 205 Superior Road, Austinville, map 095, parcel 013.002, alterations of the buffer to a wetland resource area, isolated vegetated wetland by unpermitted cutting of vegetations within the 0 to 100 foot buffer. Ed?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This actually came in, this was a self-reported violation. Apparently that there had been a filing, the SE 35924, that had been before the commission about a little bit more than 3 years ago. They had been working on that work as it was permitted. When they started doing some other work in the southeast corner or toward the southeast corner in the flood zone, there was some concern from the neighbor or the neighboring property. They had felt that there was pointed out there was a wetland that had not been called out on the previous plan for 5924. So when Sean Riley was notified, and he went and looked at it, and sure enough, there was in fact a wetland that was out in that southeast corner, just sort of over the property line where you can see the red line or red circle. So at that point, that was approximately 2 weeks ago. We did go out and take a look at it. That the wetland that is there, it was actually on a previous filing for the neighboring parcel that was done permanent back in 2003. But unfortunately, Mass Mapper does not have it listed in their database, nor did we have it on our database. And it was not picked up at the time when they were doing the site plan for 5924. So at this point, Sean had spoken with the contractor. They're staying mostly outside of the flood zone area. I went over and met with Sean on site, and there is in fact a wetland there that will need to be delineated. And the other sort of thing that also sort of complicates matters at this point is that, again, the original order for 5924 was permitted a little more than 3 years ago. It actually ran out. The order ran out, expired about 3 weeks ago, 2.5-3 weeks ago. So they are going to need to file a new notice of intent, and that will be part of the process here. They will also be required to do some remediation or restoration of the buffer zone. The wetland itself is down in this area, and this is looking out back away from the wetland toward the work site. The pool cabana, I'm figuring, is probably somewhere just inside the 100 foot at this point to this previously unidentified wetland. So what I'm asking is that that Sean put together a new notice of intent to cover the ongoing work that still needs to be done to finish the project. That we will work toward delineating that wetland and then doing a restoration, coming up with a restoration plan that will be handled under enforcement. He should note on the plan for the new notice of intent that the buffer area will be restored. Under enforcement, we'll also put a line of demarcation line along the 50-foot as well. And there are some other parts to that enforcement order conditions that I had sent out to the commission earlier so they can review that. But again, it's all towards working toward this restoration of the 50-foot buffer. With that, again, the wetland itself is right about the boundary is right about in this area, about here. So we're about 100 feet away at this point. Like and there is some clearing in the understory within that 0 to 100 foot. I don't think there was any real issues in terms of in terms of fill in the 100 foot. But anything that was inside that 50 will certainly be removed and the area restored completely then. So with that, Sean is here as well if you have questions for him, or I would take any questions you might have.
Thank you, Ed. Any questions from the commissioner to Ed? None. Sean, thank you for reporting this and work with Ed to resolve these issues and following the new NOI. Do you have anything to say?
Nope. That the homeowners are very responsive. They're actually very good stewards. If you remember on the adjacent property at 175, they actually voluntarily filled the entire 50-foot buffer after removing the house with no mitigation required. They're putting in IA technology and they're kind of embarrassed that this happened. So they are fast tracking this. They've already retained Mike Ball to delineate the wetland, and Wilkinson Ecological to come up with a restoration plan. And thank you, Ed, for giving us your timelines, a little bit of flexibility, knowing everybody's busy. But we should be before you, I would say, probably within the next month or so. We'll be in here with everything to fast track this.
Thank you, Sean. Ed, do you have anything to follow up?
No, I think they're working toward getting that delineation. Once they get the delineation done, they'll be able to generate finish the final new site plan for the new notice of intent. And once that happens, I would expect a pretty fast track that way. They probably will not be able to do restoration until the spring, however.
Right. Could I have a motion to approve this enforcement order as written?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Tangney, aye. Lee,
Aye.
Hearn,
Aye.
and Foster.
Aye.
That's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Sean. There's a second enforcement order, Sunset Lane Revocable Trust, 111 Sunset Lane, Barnstable, map 301, parcel 030, failure to request a certificate of compliance for SE3-5625. And this is it was expired March 13, 2023. And Ed was just mentioned, Ed sent out the email mentioning that it will be tabled to December the 3rd. And then there is only one non-criminal citations, Eliza Cunningham's alteration of a BBW by cutting trees, 547 Main Street, Osterville, for $200. Ed, do you have anything else to follow on this?
No, again, that was just, if you remember, we did the enforcement order part of it at last month's hearing in October, and this is just the fine that's going along with it. So,
okay, thank you. So this is just the notifications we add into the record. So this is a short meeting, and our next hearing is November the 12th at 6:30. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Second,
Second.
Roll call.
Foster,
Aye.
Hearn,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
and Tangney, aye. That's everybody.
Thank you.
That was
4:20.